Good morning, students. Welcome to the biology class. After finishing our last unit, that is ecology, today we are going to start with our new chapter, sexual reproduction in flowering plant. This is the second chapter of your first unit, how do organisms reproduce. So in flowering plants means angiosperms. We are having two higher plants. One is gymnosperm, another is angiosperm. Angiosperm means the flowering plant which have a flower, then they have a seeds and fruits. And each plant is consist of two parts, that is vegetative and reproductive. Vegetative parts of the plants are root, stem and leaves, whereas reproductive part of the plant is flower. In our previous chapter, that is the first chapter of this, we have discussed about the vegetative reproduction, that how the organism reproduce by the vegetative parts like roots, stems and leaves. Now today we are going to discuss about the sexual reproduction, that is with the help of the flower. So first we are going to discuss about the various parts of the flower, various whorls of the flower. So in this image you can see the various parts of the flower, that is your callus, corolla, androecium and gynoecium. The second name of your androecium and gynoecium is stamen and the carpel, which is being labeled in your picture. Now callus, corolla, they are sepals of the petal. They are known as the non-essential parts of the plant because they are not directly involved in the reproduction. Whereas androecium and gynoecium, they are reproductive part. They are directly involved in the reproduction of the plant. So first we are taking the male reproductive unit known as stamen, and stamen consists of two parts, that is filament and anther. As you can see in the structure, that is the image, that is your NCERT image, you can see that long filament like structure, that is your stalk like structure, filament thread like structure, and anther is at the tip of the filament. And you can see the anther is bilobed with the help of the red color segment, or you can say the septa, that is known as your theca. So they are being divided, so two lobes are divided by the theca, that's why that is known as the diathecus. So that is bilobed anther is diathecus. And when you cut the longitudinal section of anther, you will find the various sac, that is called as the pollen sacs are there. So pollen sacs are there, which is having a four corners, that is called as your tetragonal. So anther is tetragonal, that is four-sided structure consisting of four microsporangia, two in each lobe. So this is again NCERT picture. You have to be very careful while going through it. So what is anther? It is a sac-like structure having a bilobed structure connected with the help of a connective tissue, and anther is bilobed. Each lobe consists of two theca separated by the septum, and that's why the anther is known as a diathecus, and it is tetragonal, that is four-sided, consists of four microsporangia, two in each lobe. And when you get a particular microsporangia structure, now what is the main function of microsporangia? That is the formation of the pollen grains. Now next we will discuss about the structure of microsporangium. So structure of microsporangium, in this you can see the microsporangium, that is a four lobe structures are there, that is having a 4 lobe structure, 4 corners are there. And if you get a enlarged view of your microsporangia, then you can see a different layers. So microsporangia consists of 4 walls or 4 layers. Number 1 is epidermis. What is the function of epidermis? That is protective in nature. Next layer is endothelium. It is again protective in nature. And the third layer is middle layer, and it is composed of 1 to 3 layers of the cell. So epidermis, endothelium, middle layer. These 3 layers, they helps in protecting your anther lobe, or you can say the microsporangium. So that is protective in nature. Now the innermost or the 4th layer is tapetum. It helps in giving the nourishment to the developing pollen grains. And you can see the difference between the 3 layers, that is they are having a cytoplasm, no nuclei is there, but in tapetum you can find a red dot-like structure. These dot-like structures are known as nuclei. So they are having a dense cytoplasm, they are having a nuclei, and they provide the nourishment to the developing pollen grains. Now the question comes, from where the pollen grains develop. So inside to the tapetum you can find a mass of the cells. That mass of the cells, that is known as your sporangial cell or sporogenous tissue. That is your sporogenous tissue. So this is the structure of your microsporangium, which consists of 4 layers, that is your epidermis, endothelium, middle layer, और तीनों का काम क्या है? प्रोटेक्शन इन नेचर. टेपटम इज द इनरमोस्ट लेयर. इसका काम क्या है? टू प्रोवाइड द नॉरिशमेंट टू द डेवलपिंग पोलन ग्रेन. क्यों? क्योंकि इसमें न्यूक्लियाई प्रेजेंट है. दे आर हैविंग अ साइटोप्लाज्म along with the nuclei. Inside the tapetum there is a mass of the cell which is known as the sporogenous cells, and that is called as the sporogenous tissue. So next, and the very important, what do you mean by microsporogenous? So next is your microsporogenesis. What is microsporogenesis? That is the process of formation of microspore from pollen mother cell. The process of formation of microspore. Process of formation of microspore from a pollen mother cell by meiosis. By meiosis. So what is meiosis? As you know, that is your reductional division in which 4 daughter cells are being formed. So how the microsporogenesis takes place? Each cell of sporogenous tissue, each cell of sporogenous tissue get matured into the microspore mother cell, into the microspore mother cell. So they get matured. Now they have a potential for the division. They are also known as pollen mother cell, that is PMC, or they are being known as microspore mother cell, that is MMC. So each microspore mother cell, each microspore mother cell, that is MMC, or PMC, that is diploid, that is of 2n. It will undergo meiosis, that is your reductional division 1 and 2, to form 4 tetrad pollen grains, or you can say 4 tetrad microspores, and these are being formed inside the microsporangia, and when they are in excess and by the maturity, by the end of the formation, anther dehydrates and they release the microspores in the form of a pollen grains. So that is the pollen grain. So when the anther get matured and all the microspore mother cells, they are being divided into the haploid microspores, that is in a tetrad form, and during the maturity they dehisce out and they release the microspores which will form the pollen grains. So I think so यहाँ तक समझ आ गया. सबसे पहले क्या है एंथर. एंथर के सेक्शन जब हम देखते हैं तो यू विल फाइंड अ 4 part, that is a corners, that is called as your microsporangia. Inside the microsporangia we are having a sporogenous cell. By the maturity they becomes a microspore mother cell which undergoes the meiosis to form the 4 haploid pollen grains. So these 4 haploid pollen grains, that is called as a tetrads, and then they are being released out from the anther when it get dehydrated, when it get matured. Now we will take the structure of pollen grain. What is pollen grain? That represents the male gametophyte. So what is pollen grain? That represents your male gametophyte. So pollen grain represents your male gametophyte. So this arrow sign means male. This is the symbol of male. Now next, the pollen grain consists of 2 layers, that is outer is exine and inner is intine. That is exine that is your exine and intine. So exine is made up of a very special protein, that is sporoporoline. That is made up of very special protein, that is sporoporoline. Sporoporoline, and the main function of this sporoporoline, that it makes the pollen grain resistant to the various unfavorable conditions, and because of that we can preserve the pollens as the fossils. So this is again very important. What is the use of exine? That made up of a special protein, that is your sporoporoline, which make it resistant from the various unfavorable conditions, and we can store the pollen as the fossils. Inner to the exine we are having the intine, which is made up of cellulose and pectin. Cellulose and pectin. Fine. And your this one in the picture you can see that the pollen grain with the formation of vacuoles in the nucleus and with the asymmetrical spindle formation, they are divided into 2 cells, that is vegetative and generative. So that is called as the 2-celled stage of pollen grains. Fine. So that is the 2-cell stage of the pollen grains. After the formation of vegetative and generative, and there is one more point or aperture in the exine, that is known as your germ pore. That is your germ pore. That is your germ pore. So you will find some aperture over there where the no exine is present, that aperture, that point is known as germ pore. So what is pollen grain? Pollen grain is a male gamete or male gametophyte. It consists of two layers, that is exine and intine. Exine is made up of a special protein, that is sporoporoline, which make the pollen grain resistant to the various unfavorable conditions, and because of that they can be preserved as fossil. And intine is made up of cellulose and pectin, and with the various divisions, with the formation of the asymmetrical spindles, vacuole, pollen grain divide into two cell stage, that is vegetative and generative. And at the generative we are having a one aperture, that is known as a germ pore, where the exine is absent. So this is known as a two cell stage. But in majority of the angiosperms, the pollen grains release in two cell stage. So 60% pollen grains are released in two cell stage, but in 40% that may be three cell stage. So what is a three cell stage? In which two male gametes and one vegetative cell. That is two male gametes and one vegetative cell with one न्यूक्लियाई. तो इसका क्या मतलब है कि जनरेटिव सेल का जो न्यूक्लिया है वो मेयोटिकली मतलब इक्वेशनली दो मेल गेमीट होंगे और एक न्यूक्लियस प्रेजेंट है वेजिटेटिव सेल में जिसे हम बोलते हैं ट्यूब न्यूक्लियस. सो दिस इज कॉल्ड एज अ थ्री सेल स्टेज. पर ज़्यादातर मेजॉरिटी ऑफ द फ्लावरिंग प्लांट विल फॉर्म द टू मेल गेमीट ओनली व्हेन इट फॉल्स ऑन द स्टिग्मा. और ज़्यादातर क्या है टू सेल स्टेज में जब ये स्टिग्मा के ऊपर फॉल करेंगे फिर ही इनमें से मेल गेमीट बनता है एंड देन इट इज़ कॉल्ड एज अ थ्री सेल स्टेज. सो दिस इज़ ऑल अबाउट योर पोलन ग्रेन्स. that is about your pollen grains. that is very important. अलग से डायग्राम पूछी जाती है. माइक्रोस्पोरेंजियम की लेयर्स का सेक्शन आता है ABC करके. आपको उसकी लेबलिंग बतानी है, उसका फंक्शन बताना है. सो दैट इज़ important. So you can see I am having a picture of the three cell stage in which you can see the two male gametes of a generative cell and one nuclei of your vegetative cell along with the layer that is exine and intine. So this is your three cell stage. So I hope this all clear to you. So our last topic is importance of pollen grain. So as you can see that is known as your male gamete. So that is very important for your sexual reproduction. These are nutrient rich and thus taken as a food supplement because they are made up of proteins. So they will taken as a food enrichment or you can say the food supplement, especially for the athletes. तो एनर्जी गेन करने के लिए, स्टेमिना गेन करने के लिए एज अ न्यूट्रिएंट दे कैन बी यूज एज अ फूड सप्लीमेंट. बट वन डिसएडवांटेज इज़ देयर टू. डिसएडवांटेज में क्या है कि पोलन ग्रेन्स की एलर्जी बहुतों को होती है. दैट कॉज द अस्थमा प्रॉब्लम, दैट इज़ कॉल्ड एज अ रेस्पिरेटरी प्रॉब्लम. इम्पॉर्टेंस भी है और इसका डिसएडवांटेज भी है. सो दे मे कॉज द एलर्जीज एंड you can have a various bronchial, you can say alification का मतलब होता है diseases and some people leading to asthma and bronchitis. So that is a disadvantage. But sometimes what happen कि pollen grains को हम preserve करके भी रखते हैं कि हमारी crop breeding programs में use हो. जो हमने biodiversity में institute conservation में पढ़ा था, that is cryopreservation. that is the pollens can be stored for the years in the liquid nitrogen at minus 196 degree to be used later in the crop breeding program. So this is one of the technique by which we can store the pollen grains. So this all about your male reproductive system. That is very important. Go through the video very stepwise, slowly, again and again, and then consult your NCERT for the same. So I think it is clear. So till then.